Hey, how's it going? How's everybody doing? Little out of season. It's Christmas, and hope everybody's having a good time. Whether even if it's not Christmas, you're celebrating, you're doing your own thing. Whether it's a religion thing or whether it's just your own thing, I don't know. But hope you're having fun doing it and you're being safe and everybody's having a good time. Uh, that being said, I'm just gonna do a little unseasonal thing today. I'm gonna put this in the front there. Now you can tell it's a Santa hat. There we go. There, that works. Sorry, I'm blocking you, Gunner, but oh well, it happens. This up, and I'm gonna be just some off-the-shelf collectibles. It's just gonna be all my Frankenstein stuff, my Universal Frankenstein stuff, that is, which is, well, pretty much all I got, except for movies. I got other movies, but this is just based on the Universal Frankenstein, in particular Boris Karloff. Even got Frankenstein's monster on my shirt, right there. Actually, got a bunch of guys on my shirt. But anyway, grab myself a sip. I went down the wrong way. Oops. Yeah. But everything's behind me, so I'm going to be spinning and stuff to do this video. So, what shall we do? I will grab the first Frankenstein thing I ever had, which is this. This is from the 80s. I think it was originally from the 60s, and then they redid it in the 80s. But I think this is released in the 80s. There's four of these that I know. In terms of the Universal monsters, there's of course Frankenstein's monster. There's a Dracula and the Mummy, which I have. That mummy they have is actually the Lon Chaney mummy, not the Boris Karloff mummy. But and there's also a Wolfman one that exists that I only saw once and I didn't buy, which I'm still regretting now because it was when I was going through buying everything that I can that's Star Wars phase. So, but oh well, it is what it is. And I think I forgot two things that I'm going to grab. So, give me 1 second, and I will be right back. Okay, so I got what I went to get, and I will actually just do those next since they're conveniently in front of me. I will put this on. Actually, yeah, I want to see what the company was that does this. If I can see it. It is called Imperial, I think. I think that's what that says. Maybe I can see it better on camera or not. I don't know. It's Imperial, copyright 1931, obviously referring to the character. You know, it's hard to see in here. The lighting in here isn't great. 1956, so that's when it was originally released. But I think underneath it says something about 1983 or 84, somewhere in there. But this would be a remake. I think an original might be worth some money if you were able to get a hold of one. Next thing is this spatula, which technically isn't mine. I guess, let's see, can this be a clickbait? Let's see, myself in there. Maybe. Anyway, technically this isn't mine. It's Tracy's, but it's Frankenstein spatula, and it's got measurements and stuff on the back, nice and convenient, and it's got a kitchen witch on the back. So people who don't know that kitchen witch is something I think it's just I don't know, wives' tale or whatever you want to call it, a myth. They put a witch up in the kitchen for good luck. I've seen them. I haven't seen them really in my adult years, but as a kid, I used to see a lot of my friends' parents. My grandmother had one in her kitchen. My grandfather, as well, when after they divorced or whatever, he had one in his kitchen. I think his wife actually put it there, but yeah, I've seen them around, and I don't know where the story comes from, but I don't know. It's just a kitchen thing. Even as a chef, I don't know what that is all about. So swinging around again. This one is NECA, as most of my stuff is. And this is the first NECA Frankenstein I actually ever had. I've had this for quite a while now. The feet are taped onto like this little pseudo base, and it sits on the top shelf. Otherwise he falls over, because NECA's always, they're solid figures, so they're always top heavy. And this is the the bed thing, whatever you want to call it, that rises up and the electricity zaps into him and brings him to life. And his head's arched in a way so you can lie him on there. But the thing is, he's wearing his clothes. He's not wearing like the bandages he had on when he was actually on the table. So move that over there. Another sit. And next we got a couple things over here. Got this little guy, standard action 5-inch or 4-inch, whatever it is. 3-inch? I don't know. Standard size action figure. So if you want Frankenstein's monster to hang out with your G.I. Joes and Star Wars figures, you can make that happen. But this, actually, I believe it come from Burger King. It was a collection from the 90s they had out. I bought this. There was they're calling it a horror convention, but it wasn't actually a horror convention. It was just a bar. Had a bunch of people come in selling their stuff, and it really wasn't very good. And this is all I ended up. This and a couple little Ghostbuster Hot Wheels cars from Ghostbusters 1 and 2. I think that's all I ended up buying, because there really wasn't anything there. But I didn't want to go and buy nothing, and I really like Frankenstein, the Universal Frankenstein movie, so I grabbed it. I thought that it glowed in the dark maybe, but no, it's just a weird clear head, clearish, kind of opaque head and hands. But I don't know, maybe there's more to the collection, and that there's a reason for it. I don't know, but I've never seen any of these other figures. I've never even looked them up. I think it says Burger King or something on the back. The lighting in here is terrible, so I don't know, somewhere in the back, but I just thought it was kind of neat. And then the Mary Shelley novel, obviously wouldn't have been on the original hardcover when it came out, because that's not what there was. I don't even know, I haven't read this yet, but it features the Boris Karloff or Universal Frankenstein monster on it, so that's why I thought I would show it. And I don't even know how it was. I paid $3 for it at a used store. This copy is from 1979. It's a 14th printing, apparently, but I don't think that means anything. And it's in rough shape, but it's okay. I just really like the drawing of him on the cover and the back. So there's that. And up next, got the Frankenstein collection. There's gonna be a big glare on the screen across the package. Sorry about that. But it comes out. It's nice. This is actually from a set that's sold individually. You could probably buy them in a box set somewhere if you're still buying physical media, as I am. But for a second I thought I wasn't recording. I was like, what the fuck? I just did all that. But it's got a really good drawing on the cover art, and it's got all the Frankenstein Universal ones in it. Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, Son of Frankenstein, Ghost of Frankenstein, House of Frankenstein. So yeah, they're all in here. This is a set, and it has Dracula, Frankenstein, the Wolfman, Creature from the Black Lagoon, the Invisible Man, and they say the Wolfman, yeah. So yeah, I think that's it. But it's got them all, and it's definitely a good set. And the Mummy, that's it. I definitely recommend, if you're into the Universal monsters and you want to get the definitive good collection, go with these ones. Oops, I put it in backwards, but yeah, go with this set. It's well put together. The inside box is pretty sturdy. and all the movies are there, and the art on the cover is good, and the way they set it up with like the window is really cool. And I have all of them, if you couldn't figure that out. Okay, up next. This is the biggest one in my collection. Actually, it's the biggest toy I have in terms of height. But I bought this not too long. I think this is not the most recent one I bought, but this is Mego. Mego is a decent company. It's not as good as NECA, but they're usually priced like pretty reasonably. So. And I think I only paid $20 for this, which in terms of, collectibles and stuff, that's, that's pretty cheap. So, and it's, as far as Mego goes, it's not super, it's about as detailed as Mego gets. So, sorry about the reflections, but it's pretty cool. It's got the jacket. It's the original one. It's a 14-inch figure. I'm trying to see what there's other information on it that's interesting, but just got a screenshot on the back. But when I saw this, I really liked it. I unfortunately, there's a little bit of damage done to the packaging, but I don't really buy them for value. Certain things I like to keep in the package, the dolls and things like that. I like them, so maybe not so much this one, but some of the smaller ones I can hang up on the wall and display. So there's that guy, and then down to the last two. I left one out. I'll be right back. I'm back. But yeah, there's two more. I've displayed a lot of these in other videos, so. But this is from, I believe this is from Frankenstein's daughter, I think, which is the third one. It's got like the woolly vest, and this is NECA, as you can see. And this is the base it stands on, which stands like that, facing the other way technically, but it's kind of, it's got all the usual NECA details and all the articulation. It's a good figure. Little dusty. And then this is the base. The base is pretty detailed too. Like, it's all kinds of stuff going on. And then this piece here, again, I haven't dusted in a while. But that sits on there like that. And this is part of the machinery that brings them to life in the third one, I think. I haven't watched anything past the first two in a long time. But, and then, yeah, he just kind of pops up on there like that. Well, it's a pretty cool toy. Son of Frankenstein, that's what it is. And the reason I'm remembering that is because I have one more figure from Son of Frankenstein, which is a Mego figure. And it's pretty good. I like this one. And this one, Mego, the figures aren't nearly as expensive, or at least not as expensive anyway. And it's got just a standard screenshot on the back. This is Son of Frankenstein. You can tell again by the vest, and you can see the difference if you look carefully in the detail between, say, Mego and NECA, like just in the face alone. You see lines, but mind you, this is more of a doll, where this is an action figure, more for display. And then we'll get on to the last one, which is Bride of Frankenstein. And the only Bride of Frankenstein I have in my collection, actually, and it took me forever to even find this. And it's me again. This is Mego, obviously. See, they're a bit more cartoonish in how they look, but they're still pretty cool. After all is said and done, I like them. So, but yeah, that was that, and a screenshot of her lying on the table. And yeah, I guess that's it about that. Those are all my Frankenstein figures, even the ones I forgot and had to run and get. But that's what I have, my collection thus far. Oops, I'm stuck on the carpet here. And we'll see what happens in the future. It's one of my favorite characters of all time, and it's one of my favorite horror movies of all time. And Boris Karloff, in terms of classic horror films and actors, probably one of my favorites. And I would probably put him as my favorite. Bela Lugosi up there, obviously, and Lon Chaney Sr. is an excellent actor, but everyone calls him a horror actor. He isn't really a horror actor. He's a character actor. He's only been in a few horror movies when you think of all the other films he's done in his long resume. He's done all kinds of films. Very few of them are horror films, but that's just what he's most known for because it's horror, and people seem to gravitate to horror just because the characters look cool, the effects are usually cool, especially back in those days. They're very iconic. Well, but that's it for my Frankenstein characters. I might do one of just other Universal characters in the future, but I'm definitely trying to get back into the movie stuff as opposed to just beer tasting videos. Just work's been a little bit hectic. Got a cat walking around me and a dog finally standing up again. Good girl. But I'm trying to get back into the movie stuff. Just work. Been relocated to a new location because the location I was at closed down, unfortunately, which really sucks because it was a great job and great place to work. Not to say that where I am now isn't, because if it wasn't, I would have left by now. But anyway, that being said, I hope everybody's having a good time. If you want to wiggle your finger down there and tap that little subscribe button, I would really appreciate that. I'm trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers. I'm at 130 now because someone just subscribed to me, and I thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. And so you're having a good time. And for you and everybody else, happy holidays. And until the next one, bye.